What's going on, Yu-Gi-Oh community? YGL Paladin here, and today we're going to be talking about the new cards that were revealed in Age of Overlord that go with Wild Survivors. We got one Transcendosaurus Link monster. We also got two of each of the Nouvelles and Vanquish Soul, which I am very excited for. And I am here to just be breaking down these cards, and then yeah, let's just get right into it, honestly. First card we're going to be talking about is Transcendosaurus Exoraptor. It's a dark attack 3000 Link 3 dinosaur monster, and it requires two dinosaur monsters, including a level 6 or higher monster. You can only use the first, second, and third effect of this card's name once per turn. If this card is special summoned, you can special summon one dinosaur monster from your hand. If a face-up dinosaur monster or monsters this card points to is destroyed by battle or sent to the graveyard, you can draw one card. If this card is destroyed, you can shuffle one normal monster from your graveyard into your deck, then special summon this card. So this is a very interesting approach to the Transcendosaurus getting a Link monster, which I figured we were going to get, but not a Link 3. That's a lot to go into for this card. And it's got decent effects. At least you can special summon a dinosaur from your hand. I guess that's kind of like an access code talker, right? I would assume, because I don't think there's anything that you can get locked into dinosaurs only, but who knows? I can't really remember all the dinosaur cards if they have any locks, but it's an interesting card nonetheless, and it brings itself back, which is kind of cool, and it can point itself to some dinosaur and get some draws. I guess it's an okay card. The next card we're going to be talking about is a Passionera de Nouvelles. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. It is a dark level 1, 700 attack, 1700 defense points. It's a fairy pendulum effect monster with a scale 8. Its pendulum effect is you can only use the pendulum effect of this card's name once per turn. If you control a ritual monster, you can target one monster on the field, special summon this card, then change the targeted monster's battle position. Monster effect, you can only use the first monster effect of this card's name once per turn. If this card is normal or special summon, you can activate one of these effects. Add one level 1 ritual or recipe card from your deck to your hand. Banish any number of recipe cards from your graveyard, and if you do, special summon one Nouvelle's ritual monster from your hand with a level equal to the number banished. Second effect is that this card on the field will be tributed and added to the extra deck face up. You can place this card in your pendulum zone. So pretty interesting support for the Nouvelles. I think it's pretty cool. At least you get that kind of search ability and another way of kind of like special summoning them from your hand by not using like ritual spells. So it's an interesting card for sure, but I don't know if it's actually what they really needed, but I guess we'll just have to go with it. I'm not very familiar with the Nouvelles, how they work and all that, so I'm not the best person to like really talk about this card. The next card, however, is kind of interesting. It is a Confederacy contest. It is a quick play spell card. You can only use the first and second effect of this card name once per turn. Special summon one Nouvelle's Pendulum monster and one Pastiel Pendulum monster from your hand, deck, and or extra deck, one on each field. Also, you cannot use monsters as materials for a Fusion, Synchro, Xyz, or Link monster for the rest of this turn except Nouvelles and Pastiel's monsters. During your main phase, you can banish this card from your graveyard and target one face-up monster on the field. It gains 200 attack for each recipe card in your graveyard. So it's very interesting that they actually put these two cards together. If you guys don't remember, that Pastiel monster was a TCG exclusive, and it had nothing to do with Nouvelles, but now I guess it does. So I thought that was like very interesting to bring that card in and kind of be like the chef cook-off here going on between these two monsters, and it creates like the pendulum zones from 1 to 8 now, and it's very interesting that they decided to do this, and I don't know if they've ever actually done that where they just included a card for the TCG into a lore or something like that, but it's interesting nonetheless. So let's go on to the Vanquish Soul cards. We have Vanquish Soul Jianlong. It is a fire, level 5, 2400 attack, 2100 defense, worm effect monster. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. Also, they cannot be activated in the same chain. If you reveal a card or cards in your hand to activate a Vanquish Soul card, you can special summon this card from your hand. Quick effect, you can activate one of these effects by revealing monsters in your hand with the listed materials. Attributes. Fire, change the battle position of one monster on the field. Fire and another fire, add one Vanquish Soul card from your deck to your hand except itself. So I am a really big fan of this because it searches out more of your Vanquish Soul cards. Unfortunately, Stake Your Soul is not a Vanquish Soul card, but at least you get to add more to your hand by revealing two of the same art attributes, which is pretty interesting because all of them were just like mix and match attributes, but now they're probably going to be revealing the same attributes for the next couple of supports. So this is an interesting card to go into, and the fact that it could special summon itself from your hand just by revealing cards in your hand is also pretty interesting, and yeah, I really like it. The next card we're going to be going to is Vanquish Soul Snow Devil. Is a normal trap card. You can only activate one card with this card's name per turn. Reveal up to 3 monsters in your hand, 1 dark, 1 earth, and 1 fire. Apply these effects in sequences based on the number revealed. 1 or more, inflict 400 damage to your opponent, then you can special summon 1 Vanquish Soul monster from your hand. 2 or more, inflict 600 damage to your opponent. Also, Vanquish Soul monsters you control cannot be destroyed by card effects this turn. 3 or more, inflict 800 damage to your opponent, then you can destroy all monsters on the field. This card is actually pretty cool. I like it. So basically, if you just reveal 3 monsters in your hand with all those attributes, you get to apply all of these effects. So inflicting 1800 points of damage, special summoning a Vanquish Soul, protecting all your Vanquish Souls, and this card being destroying all monsters on the field, your Vanquish Soul monsters will be protected. So that's pretty neat. And I like this card, honestly. I don't know how many, if you're going to be seeing this kind of play, maybe just like a one of, because you could search up with Dr. Madlove and set up some kind of plays where you're going to add those kind of attributes to your hand. I don't know. It's kind of interesting and pretty neat, honestly, in my opinion. But those were all the cards that were revealed for Age of Overlord that go with the Wild Survivors. And what I'm more excited about is the Vanquish Soul cards. And Transcendosaurus, it's interesting, but I feel like maybe we'll get a Link 2 eventually. It kind of feels like they'll do like the Evil Eye thing where they got a Link 3 and then later down the line we eventually got a Link 2. But I don't know about a Link 3 Transcendosaurus. That's just like a lot to go into for that when you could do some other plays. And then the Nouvelles, again, I'm not very familiar with them. I don't know their like play strategies or what their end board kind of goal is. I'm not entirely sure. So let me know if you guys play Nouvelles. Like, what is their kind of like end board, or what's their like gimmick kind of play to go into? I'm not very sure. I don't really keep up with that deck. But Vanquish Soul, I'm the most excited for. Definitely a much needed card where we get more searching and a monster that just special summons itself out for free just by revealing anything. Now, what I am curious about that though is if you can say you activate Borger, you reveal like Dr. Madlove in your hand, you draw the card, and you happen to draw this card. Could you special summon it from your hand? That one I have to figure out, because I'm always a little bit tricky with those. Like with Signet Mining, when you discarded like a Salamangreat and you added Gazelle to your hand, you can apply Gazelle's effect because Salamangreat was sent to the graveyard even though it was not in your hand when it happened. Like that's kind of what I'm thinking, if you could do that for this card, because that would be actually pretty cool too. If you just happen to draw it, you already revealed something, oh, special summon again, or special summon it, and then yeah, I don't know, that'd be kind of cool just to summon out this card. But let me know what you guys think about all these cards and what you're most excited for. I'm more excited for the Vanquish Soul cards, and I'm glad I kind of have my Coral ready to go. I was actually literally thinking about getting rid of it just because we got the new cards revealed for Battles of Legend, and I was like more excited to play Heroes again. And now that I see this support, I'm curious to see what the deck is going to be like now in the OCG with this new card. And I'm very curious to see what Nouvelles are going to do. It feels like it needs to get some more support that actually make the deck like really good. But maybe I'm like overlooking this archetype and it's just like, it's actually decent, but it's still like hard to set up. And dinosaurs are dinosaurs. I mean, they're probably going to wreck it as a, you know, rogue deck. It's probably going to be a good deck anyways. But let me know what you guys think about these cards. What are you most excited for? And what do you hope to see in the future for these supports? And thank you guys just so much for watching the video. And I'll see you all in the next one.